All right. Welcome to another wrestling podcast. This is episode 294. I'm Credo.
And I am your most professional podcaster, JB.
I'm like Cher, just Credo. I don't have anything good. I don't have a gimmick.
Yes.
That's okay. It doesn't matter. Jonathan, it's a special day, man.
It's almost Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what I'm thankful for. We have a very special guest.
That's right. I was going to say, that's right. Not just me. Not just me. No. We are thankful. We do have a guest in house today. Well, please welcome Dutch, man from The Righteous is here live and in person. How's it going?
Oh, so far so good. How are you guys?
Doing great. Man, it's been one hell of a variety. This music, though, I'll tell you what, is a little bit loud. If you guys could turn it down, it's just
some shenanigans in the studio.
Some shenanigans are happening. Anil, Sal back there, man, how's it going?
I think it's not loud enough.
Oh, all right.
We'll turn it back up. No, man. So thanks so much for joining us, man. For those who don't know, Dutch is from right down the street here. He's kind of local, from parts unknown. If you guys are familiar with it, not too far from the studio.
Yeah, absolutely. And anytime that we can get someone the caliber of Dutch in the studio, it's a great day for us. So.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah. Right across the river.
Now it's being Thanksgiving week. We have to be thankful for some stuff, and I do have to point out that right here, gentlemen, please, if you want to grab a can, we have our own Hulkamania Forever beer from Real American Beer, guys. This is, I think it's a limited edition kind of beer, and just in time for Thanksgiving, guys. First time we're gonna have. Whoever wants to drink tonight, we can crack these open.
Sure.
It's gonna be a Real American Beer night.
Sounds good.
I'll watch.
Don't check it out. You could probably get an autograph one day from somebody close to the Hoganster, but unfortunately, Rip Hogan. This is for Hogan.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All right.
Shot.
All right. Now I'm gonna ask a bunch of questions while you're all drinking.
It's great. It's Real American. It's a legendary light beer. I'll tell you that one, man. Real American brings people together one beer at a time.
It's like a leg drop to your mouth.
A leg drop to your mouth. But no, once again, shout out to Real American Beer. Thanks for sending these cans, man. This is great. So this is some great beer.
Awesome.
So you could probably get it autographed.
Mouth of the South, maybe.
Mouth of the South, something legendary. But guys, check it out. Real American Beer, therealamerican.com. We got some beer going. We got some guests happening. This is like Thanksgiving.
It's like the Thanksgiving. We just need a turkey.
It's a Friendsgiving, yeah.
So there we go, guys. We'll have to do this every year now. We're gonna we'll just keep adding to the table every year. With that out of the way, Dutch, man, thanks for joining us. What's been going on, man? What's been new with you, huh?
Same old. Just enjoying life.
Enjoying life.
Oh yeah.
You'd love to hear it.
Yeah. I do want to bring this up. We are going to be announcing something in a little bit, so guys, stay tuned. We got a little match announcement coming up, but we're not there yet. So just something to entice the viewers watching.
Yeah. So I want to just get your thoughts. This weekend is Survivor Series, War Games, which is a little departure from a classic Survivor Series, but I just wanted to kind of go over. I've been thinking about after Raw and all that. It's really like all-star teams that we have going on here. These both matches, both the women's and the men's War Games matches. But for those of you who aren't aware of this, Cody, Punk, the Usos, and Roman going against Brock, Logan, the Bronze, and Drew. As a professional wrestler, as I'm assuming a fan as well, is that the biggest match that you think? I mean, when you think WWE, is that the biggest match that you could possibly think of?
Oh, sure. I mean, it has pretty much every major star in the company featured in one match.
Yeah. And do you have which way are you leaning based on what you've been seeing?
You know what? It could go either way.
Okay.
Honestly, it could go either way.
All right. What about you, Steve? What are you thinking?
I was thinking about the Shockmaster move that Brock Lesnar too excited. He got the rug swept out of under his feet, and Paul. That's all I could think about. What's funny is that at the end of the day, what do you take away from the last thing you saw? That's all we took away, and that's all people were talking about.
But I want to say something. Obviously, things happen. He slipped. He did a backflip and then jumped back up. it's pretty interesting because we have a big man in the studio. I just don't know how you all are able to do that sort of thing. I've seen you do moves in the ring that like someone my size can't do. So how are you able to do that? Like, is that just something you've always been able to do, or is it a lot of like practice? I'm assuming hard work to like be able to pull off some of those moves.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of practice, and a lot of getting over fear.
Okay,
I guess of attempting certain moves, but I've always been pretty agile. I've always played sports my whole life, and did yoga for a bit. So maybe we'll credit it to yoga. Okay. We'll do that.
All right. So then from there, we have the women's War Games match: Charlotte, Alexa, Io, AJ, and Rhea versus Nia, Lash Legend, Becky Lynch, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. What do you think about that match, Steve?
The biggest thing is with AJ Lee coming in, right?
Sure.
So AJ Lee was in this match, somebody who wasn't even in the conversation, I don't think, this time last year. So for her to come back and for her to be a part of this, I think is a pretty big deal. But like what the women have been building, over the past few weeks, I think it's definitely a War Games kind of match. I feel bad for Rhea though, because I feel like her wearing that mask, and all I can picture is Brutus the Barber Beefcake's mask when he had the whole boating accident, and like or even Undertaker had a little mask like that. I go to the obscure things, Jonathan, in this match. I think about things like this, to where now I'm like, is she going to be okay? Because is she going to break her face in this again? To where, how bad of an injury was this? I don't know how much she's got good riding on this, but at the end of the day, the caliber of women in this match, I think, are what is going to make this a much must-see War Games show. So,
and obviously, Dutch, some of these names you're very familiar with. Mm-hmm. You've had run-ins with some of these people. For those of you, again, who just tuning in or watching, you were in the WWE developmental before, like pre-NXT, right? Mm-hmm. You were in Florida Championship Wrestling?
Yes.
So with that being said, can you kind of go over just like what that, because now we think of the Performance Center, we think of this, beautiful facility. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that those places that you guys were at that time weren't, but what was your experience like back then at FCW?
Oh, it was great. Comparing the PC to where we were training at FCW was like night and day. FCW was pretty much just a warehouse with 3 rings, I think. Now the PC, I think you have like probably 12 rings there or whatever. Whole training facility and everything. Yeah, this was just a warehouse with 3 rings. It was great. It was great. You had amazing minds there to help train you and give you advice and everything, and a lot of amazing people that I got to work with as well.
And with that being said, are there any people that stand out? I mean, obviously, when you are looking at both men and women's match, and in all the promotions nowadays, a lot of those people were probably people that you were wrestling with, having matches, bumping up against. Is there anything during your time at FCW that really stands out to you as like just, kind of, I don't want to say like bucket list, but just like really great moments that you had?
Yeah, I mean, just, making the friends that I made down there, and also being able to work under the guidance of Dusty Rhodes, Ricky Steamboat, Dr. Tom, Norman Smiley, Steve Kern. I mean, you got a couple 100 years worth of, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Knowledge.
Yeah, there we go.
Absolutely.
Is that a brain fart there?
That's fine.
So, and it was amazing. It was amazing, especially to be able to work with guys that I grew up watching and loving. You know?
And it was kind of, I'm from the Midwest, and I would go to OVW, and it kind of traveled around. Is that what FCW did too? Like you had like your main operation, but you did make like towns in Florida?
Yes. So Thursdays would be the house show, which would be at the building that we trained at. They had like the main room. They converted into like a little venue. It was awesome. It was great looking. But then on the weekends, like Friday and Saturday, we traveled to different towns around Florida. Awesome. trying to think of some names. I remember we wrestled at the Swamp Cabbage Festival. I remember that.
As you do.
That happens.
That's awesome. So, I mean, there's a couple more matches. One that I just wanted to bring up is we have Dominic Mysterio versus John Cena. I know in the beginning there was a lot of like mixed messages about John Cena's return. I don't know how familiar or what work you've done with Cena, but what are your thoughts on his retirement and everything that's happening with John Cena right now?
I think he's one of, if not the greatest of all time, and he's definitely put in the work to make a Hall of Fame career. And yeah, it's sad to see him go, but it seems like he's going out on his terms, and what more can you ask for?
Yeah,
sure. Now, I have a little story with how I met the Dutchman over here. To where, before we get to that, with every great run, there comes a downfall. I don't want to say a downfall, a moving on kind of a thing. So after you left FCW, you kind of made your way back to the independents. I met you during this time to where I got a call from a good friend, Hale Collins, you might know him. Said, I have a friend coming up here. He's local. He was just in FCW, looking for some photos. Can you take him? I was like, as a young photographer, I mean, not to date ourselves. It was a few years back, but I was like, of course. What do we need to do? I didn't have a studio or anything. I couldn't bring him anywhere. I was like living at my parents' house, so I'm like, I got an idea. If I like good backdrops, right? So if there's a good backdrop, we can go do photos. And I was like, the Duchess Mall in Fishkill has it was closed down, it was abandoned, and it just had cool backdrops or whatever. So I told this gentleman right here to say if he wanted to meet up, we could probably meet here and we'll do some photos. And in my head, I didn't realize what probably he was going to bring to the photo shoot, because I'll just take some photos. But Dutchman, you were ready for the whole photo shoot, man. Yeah. I feel like it was a little bit colder out. You had to get some shine on for some stuff, and we're standing in a parking lot of it's like a Home Depot, and we're doing photos, and we're doing 8x regular wrestler portraits. Did you not want to do photos with me after this moment? Because I'm like, this guy's never going to want to work with me again. I just brought him to this parking lot to do photos, and that's like my first memory of meeting the Dutchman over here.
No, those pictures came out great. Those pictures came out great. It's one of the 8x10s is still in my parents' basement.
I'm saying, I made it to the wall. So, but that was my earliest memory. But what do I want to say? What I really want to talk about is after you left FCW. And I feel like there's a lot of talent, too, who get released from either NXT, even especially a lot of these signed talents that were on the WWE ID program, to where they were WWE ID wrestlers. I don't know what the exact term for it is. But then after a year, I think some of them were, I guess, let go or let to do their own thing again. How did you feel coming off of that run in FCW, and maybe any advice for talent that are kind of because I think you had a great gimmick after that to where it was I was signed once. I remember that. Yeah. That was and it was great. And it was, but what's some advice? Because I feel like a lot of talent, as soon as something happens like that, it's the end of the world, or it's oh, I'm done. What would you say to somebody that if they get let go from a company, or if they're asked, their contract's not renewed, or yada yada yada? What would you have to say to somebody out there?
Well, like you said, it's not the end of the world. And there's plenty of places to get work. Yeah. And when I got released, I was excited because I never really got to experience the indies like I had wanted to. Because I got signed pretty early into my career. And when I got let go, like I said, I was excited to really get going on the indies. And, it was hard to figure out on your own. But, you make friends with people, you make contacts, and it's kind of word of mouth as how to get out there. But you can make a ton of money on the indies. You really can. And I mean, look at Matt Cardona, for example.
Yeah, sure.
He's a guy who is a TV level talent right now, and he's mainly an independent wrestler.
Yeah.
And he's doing a fantastic job of, just being able to have a career outside of television.
I think a question that brings that while you're talking about that kind of brings my attention to where I feel like what's happening now with mainstream TV, WWE or TNA or whatnot, AEW, Ring of Honor, a lot of talent today are used in companies, but then a lot of them can also work on the independents too, like a Matt Cardona, to where he's working in several locations, but then hey, shows up on NXT one night and then shows up on Raw the next night or whatnot. In your mind as a wrestler, I feel like when you came off of FCW, this was like taboo. What's happening today, like this was unheard of, right? And now that it's kind of happening, how does it feel as a wrestler knowing that, hey, maybe this, I could show up anywhere. It almost doesn't matter anymore to where, in a sense, to where you're working, because essentially you could be going on any kind of show any day, any minute, like always ready. Matt Cardona. How does that feel? Because I feel like that has to be a different mentality than what it was like 10 years ago.
Well, yeah, I mean, like exactly what you just said. What his tagline is, always ready. You have to just be ready at this point, because you never know. Like, you get a call tomorrow and you're on television that next day.
Yeah.
And it could happen to anybody.
Sure.
And wrestling, timing is everything.
Yep.
Right place, right time.
Yep.
And I'll be honest, I didn't meet you when Steve was oiling you down. Is that what you said you were doing? You were oiling him down?
Listen, they were great photos.
Okay.
That's all I'm
Anyway,
going to say.
I moved up here a while back. Going on 18 years or so. And you were pretty prolific on the indie scene back then. There were some, shows that you came out. It was kind of my introduction to you was as Bill Carr, Bobby Dutch at some points, but then I think underrated is the best word that I can say. Team Tremendous. I mean, to this day, still one of my favorite tag teams of all time. So I saw you in Interspecies Wrestling, which was just a fever dream of a wrestling promotion. And you teamed up with Dan Barry, and Team Tremendous was born. And at that time, I saw something in you, and I don't know if people say this to you or not, and I've got no reason to say it other than it's true. It's just time and time again, I saw you and Dan Barry putting on just matches. Like, if you were wrestling in front of 6 people, you were still putting on like a tremendous match. Sorry to say that, but what's that like type of motivation like whenever it's, you've wrestled in front of thousands and you've wrestled in front of, fewer than thousands. So that idea, is it just your personal work ethic, or is it something that you learned along the way that you need to, make sure that you're performing for everyone?
Yeah, that's it's something that, you're told. You could work in front of 20,000 people, you could work in front of 20 people, but those 20 people still paid their hard-earned money to come see you wrestle, so they're expecting an A+ performance from you. So
sure,
you have to.
I want to say shout out to Dan Barry. He just recently kind of retired from the professional wrestling side of things.
I believe New Year's Eve, I think.
Okay. All right.
His last match.
And he's also a comedian, so he's still doing all those things. But you had a run-in with him recently that got some viral video happening there. We see this a lot in wrestling where tag teams kind of split up, and we thought we were going to see that, and then you guys, flip the curtain at the last second.
Oh yeah.
What was your response, or what was your reaction to being in the ring with Dan in that moment?
It was great, and I felt like it needed to happen one last time, and we were both in the same show, so we're like, you know what, we might as well do it, and it was a great moment for the both of us, and I was glad to be able to help out and give the performance that we gave there.
It was incredible. If you haven't seen it, look it up. Beyond Wrestling, I believe, was the company that you all were at, and it's hilarious.
Now, I should give a shout out too. So we have some fans watching out here. We got Killer Knight 1389 hanging out. We got 973 Evil. We got Platinum God 3079. We got a lot of people in the chat room, and they've got some questions down there. So I want to ask some of the questions we got going on. So. We can get them out there for you. So, sure. Dutch, we got why the Boss Man Slam as the finisher for Dutch?
Well, it's a move that I feel I've come close to perfecting. Obviously, Big Boss Man, Abyss, those two are the, number one. But I have my own spin on it.
Sure.
And yeah, it's a impactful move, and I feel like mine is different from most. It stands out, and it always gets a great reaction. So
All right.
And I enjoy doing it.
All right, so going back to Survivor Series real quick, we got another question. We got, what would be Dutch's Survivor Series War Games team? Who's your team? Who's your 5 guys that are going out there?
That is a good question.
I mean, you don't have the obvious choice is right here, but it's okay.
Sure.
They want to hear the real. The fans out there want to hear the real ones.
Let's see. All right, so I would go with 5. So myself, I'd go with Vincent. I'd go with Killer Cross.
Okay.
I'd go with Bray Wyatt, and I would go with Seth Rollins. That's my team right there.
Wow.
And then that's a hell of a team.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Steve, what about you? You got? I mean.
I'm old school. I still like when they did like
5 Bret Harts.
5 Bret. Can there be more than enough one Bret Hart? No, I love, but I still go back to I love the Hulkamaniacs or the Ultimate Warriors or whatever when they all dressed like each other, and that's what I kind of dug about it. And then for a while it kind of faded away, and then it was Raw versus SmackDown and yada yada yada. But the teams, man. I would pick a Bret Hart, an Owen Hart, an Andre the Giant, an Ultimate Warrior, and Shawn Michaels.
Wow.
Throwing it out there.
Are you talking Shawn Michaels in that era, or what are you doing?
All of them at their prime. So okay. I gotta have the best team. So they all. That's it.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I feel like we're all fans of this business, but one of my favorite promos or whatever you can call it is, I think it's for Survivor Series, and it's Warrior and the Rockers and somebody else, but Warrior's got caution tape or something. And
he keeps walking around them. Yeah.
Walking around them, and Shawn Michaels is trying to it's.
I think it was just the tape for their hands or
probably,
whatever. I think it was just taping everybody.
It's ridiculous.
No, it's pretty hilarious. No, we got a few more questions while they're still here because we do want to bring up something going on soon that we can reveal on our show, exclusive.
Yeah.
Another question we got is what inspired the presentation style for the Righteous?
A lot goes into it. Movies and music pretty much are my inspiration for the character of Dutch, and a lot of it for the Righteous as well. I mean, me and Vincent, we both love horror movies, and we take little things, little details from different movies and kind of make it our own and put everything together, and that's really where the Righteous came from.
Nice. Because you got some fans out here. The Platinum Gata 3079 knows it's a damn shame the Righteous aren't heavily featured on national wrestling shows. It says Tony Khan absolutely dropped the ball on these guys. This is coming from the chat room right now. Ice Batter at Valican. This is a long name, man. The guy. Anyway, he's like Vincent and Dutch are great. Who else we got here? 973 Evil says you got to call the finisher the Dutchman Slam from now on. He's joking around out there. So no, the fans are out here watching. You have some of the best fans out there too. At all these meet and greets, I see these guys coming up to guys and gals. If not, what's the number one thing maybe you get asked all the time from all the fans when you meet and greet them? Is there anything that they always come up and ask about? What's something about the Righteous? Is there one thing these fans need to know from you right away?
That's a good question.
I'm sure it's a lot of everything, but.
Yeah, it's just it's really people coming up and just pretty much saying how much of a fan they are, and I really appreciate that, because if we didn't have the fans that we have, we wouldn't be in the position that we are.
Yeah.
We left AEW back in May, and the fans have been able to keep us relevant for the last 6 months or so.
Yeah.
And I can't thank them enough, honestly.
Sure. I'll say this just because it's a weird, small world, but we were just at the big event. That's all you there. My wife does, I've talked about it before, she does some art stuff, and she did one of the Righteous.
Oh,
the
great,
Righteous were so kind to come over and take a picture and all that stuff. But there was a gentleman that came over, and he was like, do you have any of the Righteous? And my wife was like, I'll give you one. I don't want to make money off of them. So she didn't want to sell it and all that stuff. And
no, go ahead.
No, I know. But she was just so, whatever. But he was like, what colors do you have? And if you have them in multiple colors, I will buy them in every color. Hardcore Righteous fans there. And again, I looked over across the way and, just a line all day of people that were looking forward to meet you. And I think that's something, too, that I've seen. We've done this for a while where we've talked to people or whatever. And again, the caliber, you're coming off of AEW. I'm hoping that we see you again on a national wrestling, promotion at sooner rather than later. But you've always been very approachable, and I think that is, I don't want to say something that sets you apart, but I definitely appreciate it. I mean, it's one of those things where, you don't have to be that way, and so I think it's just a really cool thing whenever you get to see that out of people.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Now, I want to bring up something you mentioned too, which kind of the world has been talking about. So you did mention Killer Cross, if you will. We saw something happen a few months ago with you guys. What can you tell us about the Killer Cross situation? Maybe the Righteous's friendship with him.
Yeah, well, we've always shared the same interests, and we've became friends over the last few years, all three of us. And, there was always talk of doing some stuff together. And, again, we were at WrestlePro, and it was just kind of, again, wrestling, right place, right time. We're like, okay, let's get something going and see how the world reacts to it.
Sure.
And, we did, and it was very positive. And I'm hoping that we can maybe down the road do something again.
Sure. I think which kind of leads into another question the world will probably want to know, too, is for what you guys are doing right now as the Righteous, I feel like you guys would have been a perfect fit for the Wyatt family. I know there was kind of rumbles talking about something. I saw the dirt sheets. I was reading them. I got to. It's my job. I saw things. People were saying stuff to where the Righteous could be a part of the Wyatt family or whatnot. Is there anything we could talk about that or allude to some of the truths or facts out there about what really happened? And before Bray passed away, I feel like when they were trying to bring back the Wyatt family, I was like, these guys would have been perfect. Chef's kiss, like this would have been it. But I know there's some rumblings out there, and I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask. Is there something we could talk about the Wyatts?
Yeah, sure. So prior to Bray's return back in 2022, we had reconnected, and our minds, started going, and there were all these ideas. I flew down myself to his house in St. Petersburg in Florida with Vincent, and we both, for hours just discussed probably 2 years worth of ideas, and we had a tryout back in December of 2022. And, it's all positive and everything. It was a great experience. And then, kind of on standby for a little bit. And unfortunately, later in 2023, he passed away. No. But, yeah, I would have absolutely loved to do something with him or, with anybody from, that sect in general.
Sure, because I think even when the Wyatt 6 came out, I was kind of disappointed for not. I mean, I was hoping. I thought just from the rumblings I was hearing, I was like, man, you guys would have been perfect right on that team. And somebody dropped the ball, Jonathan. I don't know if it was you or not, but
big fan. I often wonder about that. Like, I'll go to conventions or book signings or whatever, and anytime that it seems to be like a horror, something with horror, there's a cross section of wrestling and horror fans together. And do you have any idea why that is? I mean, I don't know if is it the blood and gore, or is it?
You know what? I don't know, but it's true. There is a good crossover between pro wrestling and horror fans, and me and Vincent, we go to this convention, Monster Mania, down in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, frequently, and there's always wrestlers that are signing at these conventions as well, and the lines are just as long for them as they are for some of these horror actors and everything. So there definitely is a crossover. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is, but me being a horror fan and pro wrestling fan, like, I definitely understand the uniqueness and the similarities or whatever there.
Is there anyone that you've at those horror conventions that, like, for me, doing this with you is like a big deal. Like, I'm serious though. I mean, it's great. I love it. But is there anybody that you've met or would want to meet in the horror world that is really like bucket list for you?
That's a good one. Well, he's since passed away, but Gunnar Hansen, the original Leatherface.
Yep.
Never got the opportunity to meet him, but I would have loved to.
Okay. All right.
You know, you guys, I fell out of the horror movie genre when I got married. Not saying I love being married, but I'm just so I loved horror movies, but then I got married. My wife didn't like horror movies, and I feel like I knew about all these movies, and then I feel like I've lost my way of like now I'm lost in the crowd of like horror movies. But I stumbled upon your Twitter the other day, and I was like, my goodness, you're doing you're doing like horror movie like best of like just recaps or stuff like.
Oh yeah, for the month of October, I was doing suggestions to
what to watch.
I like to do I watch horror movies all year round, but to put the list together, your 31 movies for the 31 days of October, I like to do a different movie every day.
Sure. So now going back to me, I feel like I've been out of it for a while. If you gave me like a top 3 that would get me back into like, hey, watch these 3 and this will kind of get you back in the mood. What would you pick as like your top 3 movies for me, for somebody who hasn't watched horror movies in a while?
Okay.
I'm just trying to like, what would I pick off the shelf to kind of be like, hey, you got to watch these. These happened in the past few years, kind of a thing.
Okay, so we're going the past few years. I would say my top 3, no order, would be The Substance, which I believe you could watch on HBO Max now. Where Evil Lurks. Me and a buddy of mine were just talking about this movie before.
Yeah.
And that kind of flew under the radar. It's a Spanish film, but it is intense. Yeah. It is very intense. And then for my number 1, I would say Bring Her Back, which just came out earlier this year.
All right.
I think that's also on Max. That movie is... that stuck with me. And normally I'm, movies don't stick with me because I enjoy them. I find horror movies fun to watch.
Yeah.
This one, on the other hand, made me uncomfortable. And to do that, like that's
down the list. We got that on the list, right? We're gonna be watching these.
Yeah.
What is Thanksgiving? Did you guys happen to watch that Thanksgiving one that came out? It was like last year. It was like
that was great.
Yeah, was it? Was it? It was like whatever.
I think it was called Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was called Thanksgiving. Oh man, I'm so out of it. I feel like I'm sorry. I didn't want to get sidetracked with like these horror movie things.
I could talk for hours.
Do you like? So there's another weird cross section which I like is like the comedy horror movies. Did you watch Werewolves Within?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay, so I don't want to spoil it, but it's got a lot of the actors are like comedians, and so I do the same thing. 31. Mine's a little more tame, but yeah, I really like that one. And some of the ones that 80s, 90s, like all like Idle Hands and all those.
Yeah.
Those are just kind of cult classics, but are kind of funny and whatever.
One of my favorites that came out a few years back, and it's a television show now. It's What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Hilarious.
So good.
That movie is so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the different there's the energy vampire that Colin. Oh my God, he's the best.
I do want to get sidetracked a little bit with horror movies. I want to bring up some ACW talk.
Yeah.
So you guys debuted right up here in your backyard, kind of from Parts Unknown, at the MJN Center for ACW at Mischief Night. What a place to debut in a Halloween kind of esque theme place. Tell us a little bit about this, because once again, you're kind of local. You're from Parts Unknown around here, but to debut for ACW at the MJN Center, what was it like wrestling in front of like a hometown crowd?
Oh, it's awesome. And to be able to perform at the MJN Center, which also known as the Mid-Hudson Civic Center, which is historically for wrestling is a very, very popular place. Early WWF to ECW. So to be able to perform there and have it be local is huge for me. And to be able to perform at ACW, it's a company that separates themselves from the majority of independent wrestling companies. It's like you're wrestling for a television production.
Yeah.
It's they go above and beyond to make the show special for the talent and the fans alike. It's such an amazing experience.
No, and you guys are definitely getting some good reactions. People love the Righteous, and they wanted to see you guys, and especially being able to do it in kind of like in a local kind of a crowd for you. I mean, it has to mean the world, right? So, a little bit though about this, though, we kind of want to bring up what's going to happen over here on January 3rd. If we could bring up the graphic, guys, this is a little bit of an exclusive for
Breaking
AWP.
news, yeah.
Breaking news, guys. It is being announced right now that the Righteous will be taking on Justin Carino and Joe Ocasio at the Poughkeepsie Rumble on January 3rd. Dutch, man, tell us a little bit about these guys and about your opponents for that night. What do you think about this?
Well, this is exciting because I have a history with both of them. Justin Carino, I had one of my first matches after getting released from FCW. One of my first matches was with him in Rahway, New Jersey, and then we've faced off a few times, I believe, after that when he was part of Jack Gallo, I believe, is what he went by when he first started. And I built a relationship with him early in his career, and he was another one that I had a match with him shortly after I got released from FCW. And to see where he started to where he is now is great. He put in the work, and he's part of NWA right now, and he's killing it. And Justin is he's been around for quite some time now too, and there's a little resurgence in his career, and he's also killing it. And I'm looking forward to working with the two of them, and should be a fun match.
Yeah, and Jonathan, I don't want to, we could talk about this since he's here now. So, the tag team division, we have new tag champs, the now Hudson Valley Poughkeepsie Zone, but the Righteous got half another local guy right here to where they could be on their way up to possibly being in the tag team championship category. What do you think about that?
Well, again, that's what I've always liked about ACW is there's stakes, and it seems like every match means something. It's not just an independent show where one team's on it one week and then the next you don't ever hear from them again. So I feel like a win against the Audacity puts you all in the runnings for sure against that. And if you all have, and I have no reason to believe that you won't, especially because you're right here right now, and I don't want to piss you off, I feel like a win on January 3rd at the Poughkeepsie Rumble would definitely get people in ACW talking about a potential tag team championship match in the future.
Yeah, we're watching some highlights real quick from the show in October. We got there here. Look at this guy right here. Here comes Dutch, man. Like you said before, you're doing things that you're making my body ache, Bill. Yeah. I'm like, look at that. I'm hurting.
But I mean, I just want to say, like, if you see this, I've watched wrestlers that do moves, right? Mm-hmm. And you are constantly like cringing. It's like fluid motion with you, and it's just crazy. Like, and I'm not just saying that. There's no reason to just say it. Look at that. Like, how does that? Yeah, I'm just always impressed whenever I see you guys in the ring. It's not an easy thing to do.
No, I'm big, but I can't do that. That's different, man. And like I'm hurting. I'm better behind the mic, kind of a thing. So this is my arena right here. You're in my arena, Dutch now. So
all right, take it easy.
but no, kudos to what you're doing though. January 3rd, once again, I'm excited to see you guys coming back here. It's great to have you guys back here, and like you said, you were working with AEW, you're working with Ring of Honor. There could be rumblings that maybe something could be in the future, but I don't know. What do you think 2026 is future might hold for the Righteous? What do you have to say about any fans asking that all the time? Where are you guys going to be? Where are we going to see you?
I think 2026 is going to be one of the most exciting years for the Righteous, and we're going to be doing it on our terms, and very excited for the year to come. And like I said, I think it's going to be one of the best in our careers. So
perfect. All right.
And I want to give a plug real quick for the best around, which is Beacon Podcasting.
Oh, sure.
We're doing this show live here in Beacon. Sal and Neil, everyone here at the Beacon Podcasting Studios. If you have ever wanted to do a podcast, maybe you want to do one about horror movies, this is the place to do
it could be another Dutch podcast, another Righteous podcast, but shout out to beaconpodcasting.com, guys. If you want to do what we were doing, come on over in Beacon, New York. Check them out.
Also, my favorite coffee shop is in Beacon, too. Beacon Coffee Company.
Beacon Coffee Company.
It's the best.
We should literally walk from here, go there, be like, listen, this is Dutch from the Righteous. It says you have the best coffee.
Sure.
Sponsor the show. Help us out. No, little do they know that they're right down the street from me. I'm going to send this clip to them tomorrow. They're going to see, like, the world is talking about you guys.
Yeah.
But no, shout out. So you are a semi-local kind of person from parts unknown around here. Do you have any favorite places to visit around here? Maybe you want to give a shout out to any friends with any places around here
there's
local people could check out? What's your maybe go-to or somewhere where people can't stalk you? I don't know. Some place that you love visiting.
Let's see. The Warehouse over in Newburgh is one of my favorite restaurants. Very unique. It fits my style.
Yeah.
It's it's very very psychedelic.
Okay.
I guess. And then another one of my local places is Irish Eyes in New Windsor, right on 9W there. One of my favorites, and I used to host trivia there.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
I wanted to say to you, and it's going to slip my mind real quick, but there's a place in Connecticut, and it's like a record store / horror movie store / and I'm going to, even if it's off air, I will find the name of it. But
The Archive.
The Archive. That's the one I was going to tell you. If you have not been, that is like right up your alley.
I make the trip out there. It's
okay. The Archive.
That's another one. It's owned, I believe, by the company Vinegar Syndrome, which they put out like 4K versions of
the most
random and obscure movies that you could possibly find. And there's times where I think I've seen everything, and then I go to their catalog and I'm like, oh, there's so much more out there that I haven't seen. And that's the majority of movies that I buy from is from Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah, that's awesome. They for a while, and I know it came out, but they had a special edition of like the Wrestling with Shadows.
They did, yes.
Yeah, it was one that I picked up, but when I was over there. But it was.
That place is great.
It's a great place. It really is.
I have another question real quick from online. This kind of almost relates about the Righteous coming up, but it's almost is there like a backstory between you and Vincent and how maybe you guys got started as the Righteous? Is there like a moment in time where it's like, hey, we're going to become the Righteous kind of a thing?
Yeah. So we've known each other for quite some time. And we became like good friends at Monster Mania. We spent a weekend there, and then just realized that we share the same interests, and within horror and within wrestling, and just started talking. And then those ideas that we had shooting back and forth eventually came to life, and that's where the Righteous was born. Essentially, it was the Hilton DoubleTree in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
I love it.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
Have you been to one of those?
I have a long time ago. I have a story. So I used to go to the Art Institute of Philadelphia, kids, and one of our final projects we had like a broadcasting class, and we had to make a TV show. And I was like, hey guys, there's this convention, and I don't know what it was called at the time, but it was mixed. It was celebrities. It wasn't just horror though. I'm pretty sure it was like TV celebrities, horror, wrestling, whatever. And we went there, and I interviewed a few people walking around. One of the guys, Otho from Beetlejuice, I interviewed him. Poor rest in peace. He died not too long after that. A few other guys. We walked around, did some interviews, and I would always go to that, and it was a pretty fun time. I mean, I love going to those. I remember meeting Val Kilmer at one of those things in Jersey too. That was one of my favorite meet and greets ever.
I think one of the last ones we went to. They had like the cast of Dexter. Mm-hmm. So my wife, big fan of Dexter. Well, we both are, but we went down there for them, and yeah, it's always a great time. And I think that they either just had one last weekend, or someone did.
That was in Philadelphia, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always do like an October and then like an April, like spring and fall kind of a thing. So no, those are always great.
Well, obviously. You've got a lot going on, but I just wanted to ask you. How
good is this beer? That's all you got to know.
There you go.
Very tasty.
I definitely go around to a lot of random places, and so as a horror movie fan, as a just kind of weird place fan, I think we were talking about this earlier, but I get on the website Atlas Obscura, and it kind of shows you these odd places. When you're out traveling different towns, is there like a ritual that you have as far as like, I want to find this type of food or I want to look for this type of thing? Or what's your travel rituals?
The first, and Vinny too, the first thing we do, whatever town we're in, is look up to see what movies have been filmed in the surrounding area. So if we have time, and we've done it quite a few times, like last time we were out in L.A., we rented a car and just drove around all night, going to different, we went to the, Freddy Krueger house, Michael Myers house, the Thriller house, the Puppet Master Hotel. That's what we love to do.
Yeah.
That's what we love to do.
Can I just state, if I was like really messed up and I'm like in LA and then like all of a sudden I see the righteous drive by me at like the Freddy Krueger, like I'm saying somebody had to have seen something. It should have been mind blowing. I just think about that kind of stuff. To where, could you imagine just seeing the righteous drive down the street and then they're like stopping and getting out? Like, what am I living this movie now?
I'm gonna celebrity, or I'm gonna like fantasy book.
All right.
Instead of just wrestling, which you all do at a very high caliber, very well. A travel show, like Travel Channel, The Righteous visits, these places.
Oh,
like
I
I think we should get on that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. I went a couple of years ago. We were going back from, I don't know, maybe we're somewhere south, and we were coming up, and we went to Burkittsville, where kind of Blair Witch, but we went to the cemetery and some of those places. And years later, I would meet, and he's a local as well, but Michael Williams, one of the three from Blair Witch Project, just a super cool guy, based out of Westchester now, has like an acting studio and all kinds of stuff.
Cool.
But again, just like he did in October, like once a day, he would talk about like shooting that. And for someone who appreciates horror movies, like you should definitely listen to that, because there's so much of it when you think of like a movie. Yeah. Oh, here's the script. I'm going to talk about whatever. They would like be walking and they would find like a basket that the producer had left for them, and it would tell them like, hey, you need to react this way or whatever. They hardly knew what was going on either.
That's amazing.
It was like a really cool thing.
That's amazing.
But yeah, I would love. We're gonna have to figure out a way to go like film some spooky content for sure. But I am super excited. This week, we mentioned it already, Thanksgiving. Yeah. One of my favorite holidays. I mean, really, from October to like December is great. But what is, I like this question, but what is the one thing that you're looking forward to food-wise for Thanksgiving?
Green bean casserole.
Green bean casserole.
It's my favorite.
Wouldn't have guessed though.
With the onions on top, you have to do that.
Of course,
okay,
absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, my grandmother used to make it specifically for me.
Okay,
nice.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yep. All right. What about you?
I love the stuffing, man. I can't get enough of it. I love it, and it's not even like real. It's not like stovetop stuffing. Like the family makes like regular, like this is authentic stuffing. I don't know whatever. However they do it.
Right.
I could eat like a whole bowl of that and just call it Thanksgiving a night. Like that's it. I'm happy with that.
I mean, I'm sad a little bit that no mashed potato talk here. I
love mashed potatoes, but on Thanksgiving, stuffing is it, man.
My dad's mashed potatoes. He's perfected the recipe.
Okay,
those are probably not the healthiest, but absolutely delicious.
It's Thanksgiving. You gotta
absolutely.
And another Thanksgiving tradition, other than just Survivor Series, which is but football. Are you a big football fan?
Oh yeah.
Okay, who's your team?
Giants, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately, for sure. All right. They're doing great 3 quarters, and then they just,
That's the Giants.
Yes. So again, January 3rd, we're definitely going to see you at the Poughkeepsie Rumble. Mm-hmm. This is acw.com. What do you have going on between now and then that you can share with us?
Well, you know what? It's the holidays coming up, so we're just going to sit back and we're going to enjoy the time with our families. And again, Christmas, between Halloween and Christmas, that's my favorite time of year. And I love Halloween just as much as I love Christmas. So.
It's awesome.
We've had a lot of unique jobs in our careers, and I think one thing we didn't get to bring up, and we kind of like maybe have some funny stories about this or whatnot, but were you a celebrity bodyguard as well? And
yes, I was. I worked for a few high-end nightclubs and hotels down in Manhattan, and a lot of times would work with some celebrities and some musicians and some athletes. And that was, I could probably write a whole book on some of the stories that I can't tell here.
Sure.
You know, but yeah, there's some wild times, absolutely wild times.
How about any name drops? Any people you might have worked with while you're down there? Anybody you can mention?
Leonardo DiCaprio was one I worked with quite a bit. Busta Rhymes was another one. And let's see. My favorite one that I worked with was Prince.
Wow.
Yeah, that was I remember hearing Prince is coming in over my earpiece, and I was like, okay, I'm taking it from here. I'm taking it from here.
No, that's amazing. It's cool.
It was sorry to cut you off. No. It was legitimately, and I'm not kidding, like the Dave Chappelle skit. The doors opened up, and there he was, and there was, I swear to God, there was this glow around him, and I was like, my God, this is insane right now. He was like this big,
yeah,
very tiny.
Oh man, no, that's awesome.
Did you? I mean, just based on, I know it's probably dark and all of those things, but like whenever you were doing that, could you tell if Leo would have been able to fit on the door just based on his height and stuff from Titanic? Do you think there was enough room for him?
There was plenty of room.
Okay. All right. That's the real horror story, is that she just let a man die. Like, she just, you know.
No, I know.
It's sad, but.
Yeah.
So it is the holidays coming up, right? We got Thanksgiving this week.
Sure.
We already had Halloween, but Christmas. Is there any Christmas horror movies that you have to like? It's like every year got to watch it, like Christmas, like Family Vacation, Christmas Vacation, or whatever. Like, what's a Halloween horror movie that you got to just put in every year?
The original Black Christmas.
The original Black Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Can you give us why? What's is this something you grew up watching kind of thing?
No, it's so. High school, like middle school, is really like when I started to dive into the more obscure horror movies, and going back to like the 70s, which I think the 70s and 80s are the best time period for horror. And this Black Christmas would always pop up on a list, and I had never seen it or heard of it before. So, and at the time, it was kind of hard, like finding DVDs and stuff. But you know, I would hunt for them, and eventually found it and watched it, and I was like, "This is." I understand why this is on these lists, and it's pretty much the first slasher movie that. It's prior to Halloween, which is usually considered the first big slasher, but yeah, it's very ahead of its time. And the director, I believe, also directed A Christmas Story. So two completely different Christmas movies.
Sure. There's also I think it's Santa's Sleigh. There's one
with Goldberg.
Yeah. Speaking of campy horror movies, but yeah, there's a few out there. Gremlins. I mean,
is great. Yeah.
One of the best, I think.
And then you got the final week. You got Stranger Things happening this weekend too. Yeah. So you got like 2 or 3 few episodes, then leading into Christmas and to New Year's. So man, it turned into a Thanksgiving horror movie.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if I'm ready for it.
I know. Time to say goodbye. They were just teenagers, and now they're like all 40-year-olds, and I don't know how they got that in a few years, but they got hit with COVID. It was a hard time.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Now here's the question.
Yes.
Do we see the return of Eddie Munson?
I think you have to. You have to. Give the people what they want, right?
But I think we're going to see him in another form, I think. I think we're going to see him as, I know there's a little dungeon master kind of thing going on. So I think we're going to see something. I don't know what, though.
I mean, I'll see that, and I'll raise you, do we see Barb? Justice for Barb. I mean,
it's
everyone else
pushing it. Yeah. It's pushing it. Maybe
everyone else, we got to see what happened with it. All we saw was like a worm coming out of her mouth or something. Yeah. I mean,
It's gonna be one hell of a family Thanksgiving this week when I'm trying to like watch horror movies right before cutting the turkey, guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Dutchman, we'd love to have you here more. I know you're right down the street, kinda, but we'd love to bring you in more times in 2026. See what's going on. Where can fans keep up with you? What's going on? Where can they buy some merch? Where can you tell them and send them to?
Sure. So my Twitter or my X and Instagram handles are DeathXWalks, both the same, and we do have a store. We just sold out of our T-shirts, but we are currently making a new batch. So those should be up on the site, too. The righteous.bigcartel.com, I believe, is what it is.
All right.
I double-checked that. But, yeah, we're gonna have some pretty cool and unique items for 2026 listed on the website. So
very cool. Well, once again, shout out to Real American Beer for supplying the Hulkamania Forever Light American Lager, guys. If you haven't gotten it, check it out. Drink it. It's yummy. It's good. It's the official beer of AWP now. I mean, we've had a few. So guys, thanks for them. Thanks for Dutch coming on in. Jonathan, thank you so much, man. We'll be here soon, guys. Check us out. Happy Thanksgiving. Go home, watch some horror movies, and get out of here. I don't know what else we got here.
That's it. I think that's it.
All right, Dutch man. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.